Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwartner, and welcome to LinkedIn Live with my friend Ron Carr, who is joining us from Florida. And we will be discussing a very important topic that's near and dear to my heart. It's called the velocity mindset. Welcome, Ron.
Thank you, Gerhard. How are you doing today?
I'm doing terrific. You and I have been friends for many years, and we have one thing in common. We know that sales, winning in sales, is all about the right mindset, the right skill set, and the right tool set. And people talk about the technology for sales, they talk about the selling skills, but they don't talk about the mindset. Why is that?
Well, a mindset is hard to see. It's hard to feel. It's hard to identify. And there's many items that would constitute a mindset. It's not just one thing. But people always relate to the skill sets, or the motivation or the culture, because those are things that they can see, feel, and basically touch. So this mindset, which is up here, which many times we don't have a handle on, it's just a hard thing to get your arms wrapped around it.
So, how would you describe the mindset? What is it?
I think the mindset is really almost like your subconscious. It's the embodiment of your whole self. It's it's your fears, it's your goals, it's your desires, but it's also the motivation. It's everything wrapped up all in one that is pushing you forward, even at times when things are not going your way or you can't see it. But it's that mindset that there's a certain way to live, there's a certain way on how to operate.
Well, I like to describe it as the inner CEO, the executive function of your brain, where you have that awareness that something externally is going on. You need to handle the situation, and you make a decision based on the data you have available. That's the best course of action to optimize the outcome. And I remember having a conversation with a psychologist in Australia, and he said, the goal of the inner CEO is to ensure optimal functioning at a physical, cognitive, and emotional level.
And the things that get in our way of doing that are some of the things, well, it's actually all of the items that we talk about in the velocity mindset. Because when you take velocity, for example, and Gerhard, I'll just ask you, for the audience, what's the first word that comes to your mind when
When
you
it
hear
comes to
velocity?
when I hear velocity, I hear acceleration, I hear speed, I hear sense of urgency and vigilance to close deals on time and make the quota.
Right. But it's all about speed and urgency, basically, to
Yeah,
summarize what you just said. And that's not velocity. If
tell
that's
me.
all we think velocity is, then we're going to get burnout often. And the way I'll give you that example is we're more task driven today than we are purpose driven. How many times do we go through a day and go through all the tasks we have and check them off? And we're so happy we didn't even have time for lunch. But then all of a sudden we ask ourselves, did we really move the needle forward? And we didn't.
Right.
All right. Velocity, especially as the physics definition describes it, is speed with direction.
Yeah.
Direction to me is the purpose. I want people to be purpose driven, not task driven. If you're purpose driven, then you're going to be making different and better decisions that will create velocity in your sales process. Let me give you an example. So let's suppose a salesperson has a 5 call sales cycle, it takes 5 calls to close a deal. And he's been after this one account. He finally gets his first call. He's so excited. And I'm talking to him. I say, so what's your purpose for this call? What's your goal? Oh, simple. I want to close them. They're going to be a big account. Ah, so your purpose is to close them. Right. And this is your first call out of 5. Right. If that's the purpose, that'll be your last call. Because all you're going to do in that call is talk, 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 trial close, and trial close. And at the end of the day, there's no connection and you're done. Now, if you really work on that purpose, The real purpose of that first call is to qualify them whether or not you're the right vendor for them and they're the right customer for you. And if so, then together create a path forward. That is a great outcome to expect if it's a great first call. But often we don't understand what our purpose is. We're going after the wrong purpose. So therefore we choose the wrong actions. And then we wonder why it's taking so long or why we're not even getting there.
Right. Well, I want to mention to the audience that you are the author of a great book, The Velocity Mindset, and I want everybody to head over to Amazon and get a copy. But you are also bringing copies to the Sales 3.0 conference in Las Vegas. So if you want to sign up, here is a QR code that gives you a virtual pass. But if you want to attend live, send me an email to gg@sellingpower.com. I will give you a very special discount code. So what are you excited about in Vegas? You're doing a pre-conference workshop on the first day, on Thursday at 8:30, and I don't want anybody to miss that. What is the exercise that you have for the audience?
So we cover three things in the book. One is the purpose versus task, which we just talked about. Also the stories that get in our way. But then we do this interactive exercise on stage with two volunteers. I do the heavy lifting, so they don't have to worry about being up there. They'll be the heroes. But we're going to look at the three hormones in the brain that impact engagement. I mean, one of the things every salesperson is looking for is engagement. Yep. And how do they get the attention of their customers? And they're going about it the wrong way. So we actually show the types of a typical questions someone opens a sales call with. We role play. We see the level of engagement and attention of the other person. We describe the hormones and what's happening. They're actually giving the real-time answers as I give the definition of what describing the situation. They give me their numbers. And then we change the role play and just change the question. And then miraculously, you see a whole different conversation erupt, which is involving much more engagement, much more attention, and much more interest on the part of both the salesperson and the customer. And so if people can see it right in front of their eyes happening that fast, the chances are they'll likely go out and try it when they go back into the field the next day.
Well, you're the master with questions, and it reminds me of the quote from Werner Heisenberg, where he said, "Nature does not reveal its secrets. It only responds to our method of questioning."
Absolutely. And questions are the most important thing. But when I went to sales training in 1980, it was all about open and close-ended questions.
Right.
That technology, that strategy and how to ask questions has evolved way beyond that. So if you're still operating with open and closed questions, there's a lot more you have to understand about the questioning process and the listening process for you to gain additional engagement. And we will be covering that on the morning of September 7th. It's amazing how fast the year is going.
Well, I want the audience to look at the agenda. We have many exciting things like the CRO of the Year Award. We also have a sales pitch competition on stage. We also have the Sales Enablement Excellence Awards. And if you come to Vegas, you get two treats. One, you get a selfie with Ron, and you get a signed copy of his book, free. How's that?
There you go. So you have a choice. You can go on Amazon, or you can come to an event and get a heck of a lot more than just a book by coming to the Sales 3.0 conference.
Well, thank you, Ron, for giving us a preview of your pre-conference presentation. I can't wait to see that dialogue on stage and the gasps in the audience when they have that aha moment. I need to change my mindset.
There you go. It will be fun. I guarantee you that.
Right. And I love the way you frame it as a purpose-driven mindset. You are meeting with a company, with a customer on purpose. And the purpose needs to be different in any call. And also the objective of each call needs to be defined before you go in. And that's why I like your book. And that's why Selling Power has selected the book as a highly recommended book for sales leaders and salespeople.
Well, thank you very much. That means a lot to us. We're on a movement. You know, the world all too often is a victim world, whereas
Yep.
things happen, and then the first things they do is they say, "Okay, why did someone else do this to me?" or whatever. What we teach in that book, see, first of all, we think everybody's a leader because you lead your life, you lead your
Yep.
family, you know, you lead the people at work. But what leaders do when something doesn't go right, before they even question anybody else, they question themselves with this one question: what could I do better next time? Because let's say if an assistant didn't do something the way you asked it, the question you need to ask is, did I give the right instructions?
Yep.
Because often we didn't. And
And
so, but
I think there's one more question I'd like to add is that every day when you wake up, you want to ask yourself one question: what is the one thing I can do to improve myself?
there you go.
Secret to success, right?
I love that question.
Well, Ron, we covered this in 11 minutes and 30 seconds, and I can't thank you enough for investing your time in educating us and getting us excited about Sales 3.0 in Vegas. And I know you are in Florida and you are semi-retired, but you're still going after that feeling that you get when you help other people grow, and there's no better thrill.
Yeah, but it's not for me to get that feeling. That's the result I get.
Yeah.
I'm really on a mission to help people get what they want because I feel
And
that mission is not over. And so I don't think I'll ever retire from that.
it reminds me of Zig Ziglar's quote: you can get in life anything you want, providing you help enough other people get what they want.
There you go.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Ron.
Thank you.